So you get your wheel going pretty fast, and it's a series of pushing. Everybody has their own way of centering. There's no right or wrong way. It's your own way. And you learn that as the more you go along and you become better at centering, using the wheel, getting control over the wheel. I centre mainly with my left hand, so I push in with my left and I support with my right. So your both hands are always working together. And knowing when your pot's on centre is usually learning how to feel that it's on centre. It's running smoothly with the wheel head. Okay, so we slow our wheel down because we don't need it going really fast now. So with our thumb on our right hand, we start to push down. Not all the way through because we don't want a hole in the bottom. So what we have to do now is widen the shape. So we, with your thumbs, pulling out. And then we will smooth the bottom down. So you've got your basic form for a bowl now. But we have to thin the walls out and shape them. Not too fast with the wheel. And then we're squeezing the clay at the base at the bottom and we're lifting it up and very slowly lifting and lifting and lifting till we get to the top. No jerky movements in pottery, you take your hands away slowly. And then we do the thinning out of the walls 3 times. And that just gives us an even wall of a pot. And this is just a basic vase shape, bowl shape. So one more time. And each time you can lift the walls up a little bit higher. So you're getting it thinner, you're getting some height, and now we can put some shape into it. Always running your sponge across the base of the pot, that compresses it. Stops it from cracking. Now I'm going to take a bit of this excess clay away from the base here, and that's just done with a tool, a pottery tool. And once again, just wetting the sides of your bowl, keeping a bit of moisture there. And I use this tool just to thin walls out and give me a nice smooth shape. I can go out with it, go down to the base, smooth all the walls. It's a great tool. Wish they still made them, but my friend doesn't make them anymore. I'm smoothing off the top of the pot on the rim to get any jaggy edges off. Once again, just going across the bottom of the base, making sure that it's compacted so that it stops all that cracking in the base. So we start with 400 of potash, 300 of silica, 200 of whiting and 100 of kaolin. Now they're just grams, 100 grams. We then, once you've weighed out your ingredients, you then add them all to a plastic bucket or a plastic dish. Put them all together. And when you're working at home in your own pottery environment, it's a little bit different. We're here at the Wagga Potters today because it's my day of duty, so we're filming here. So I brought all these ingredients from home so that we can make this basic glaze. Now what we then do is always add powder to water because of dust factors. So you place some water into another bowl and we can slowly put in our dry ingredients. And we just sprinkle lightly across the top of the water, and then the water will gather up all those dry ingredients, and it's called slaking. And then they'll start to incorporate into the water. So once again, as I said, it's a little bit of knowledge about knowing what dry ingredients make a glaze. There are lots and lots of glaze recipes on a lot of the web pages now that you can pick up. It's just knowing and experimenting with a lot of things. Trying different glazes and trying them at different temperatures, because there are basically about 3 firing ranges, and one of those is an earthenware range, and one is a mid-fire range, and one is a stoneware range. So we're making a stoneware glaze at the moment, which is a very high fire glaze which can go up to 1280 degrees and put on either porcelain or stoneware clay. So once your dry ingredients are basically mixed into your water, we then sieve it, because it has to go through a sieve to get rid of any fine lumps or particles. And then really, that's about it. You've got your base made. What you can then do to that is add colorants, oxides. You can add underglaze powders to give it a different colour. So there are lots of options, and glaze making is very involved. So once you learn the basics, you can then experiment with what you've got. A lot of people get a few very good, reliable glazes, and I got a lot of those at TAFE. So I usually stick with those and work with those because I know that they're going to work. But every now and again you like to try something a little bit different, and that's where your experimentation comes in. So we've got to get all the ingredients off the bottom, and so from there we have our base glaze mixed up. Now it wasn't store-bought, it's been made from all your ingredients that you've purchased and got at home. There is a lot more involved to it. This is just skimming the surface of glaze technology. When